Hey, what's going on? Hot Water Wrestling here. Gonna do something I haven't done on the channel, I don't think, at least. I've talked about movies with wrestlers in them. I think one of these movies might have a wrestler in them. But I got some Blu-rays here, so now and then I like to talk about movies on my channel. So everyone knows that. So we have to go to Green Hornet, which is my newest pickup. Green Hornet's a good movie. I don't know if it's worth owning unless you're a big fan. I enjoy this movie for what it is. It's kind of a throwback 80s action buddy movie based around the superhero, the Green Hornet, which was a radio show back in the late 1920s, 30s radio show, even before TV. And I think they made a TV show of it at one point, but they've kind of modernized it and made it a action buddy movie, I guess you could call it. A movie that was typical in the 80s, where you had certain team-ups, Tango and Cash, 48 Hours, Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. Those aren't even some of the better ones. But anyways, one of those kind of movies. Funny, if you like Seth Rogen, you'll like it. Next is Centurion. This movie's done by Neil Marshall, a guy who made a movie called The Descent. And if you haven't seen The Descent, I highly recommend that. And I highly recommend this if you're a fan of medieval times type movies, The Gladiator, The 300, Excalibur. If you're a fan of these films, you'll enjoy Centurion. Well done, original movie. You know, this medieval 300, ever since the 300, it's just kind of been bottled up by Hollywood in some respect. They have the Rome show, they got the Spartacus show, I think there's a Merlin show, and so there's been a lot of exploitation of this kind of genre lately. Something I wish would have happened when I was younger, even though I'm not really that old, but I would have loved back in the day for them to have more of this stuff. In this movie, if you like these kind of movies, this movie Centurion is a great film. Then we have something totally different. All-Star Superman. Now, I don't watch many animated films at all. Not really my thing, but this is written by a guy, his name is Grant Morrison. And some of you probably know exactly who he is if you read comics. But if you don't read comics, he's one of the more brilliant comic book writers there are in the world. And he did a story called All-Star Superman. Now, I wish it had a better title. All-Star Superman doesn't really do this film justice. It's way better than what it looks. So if you can sit through animation, which is, the story's good enough, I don't watch a whole lot of it. Not that I don't appreciate the hell out of it. I mean, I do. When I see a good animated film like All-Star Superman, I gotta give it up. And this movie entertained me, wowed me, took me on I wish it was like a real live action movie. It was so good. Anyways, next is The A-Team. A movie that a lot of you maybe have seen by now at this point. A little better than I expected it to be. Saw it in the theaters and really enjoyed it, kind of everything. This is kind of a throwback movie. So this is kind of a throwback DVD update, I've noticed. I've got a theme going here. But well done. Action movie. Kind of has everything you want in an action film. And then next is the Rocky box set, which is something I'm very proud to own. Rocky Part 1 is one of my favorite movies in the whole world. But I like all the Rocky movies except for Rocky 5, which, I've watched twice, but it was a very depressing film when it came out because Rocky just lost everything and the movie wasn't as good as the others. And it just was. I left that theater very depressed after Rocky 5, seeing it. However, Rocky Balboa, the newest Rocky, this one here, is a phenomenal movie, and I highly, highly recommend seeing it if you haven't seen it. Even if you haven't seen any Rockies, just watch Rocky Balboa. it stands on its own, and I highly recommend that outside of anything. But you got Rocky here, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Rocky 4, Rocky 5, Rocky Balboa, and Rocky bonus features. So it's a, not a fancy box set by any stretch, but it's an efficient, convenient, gorgeous looking Blu-ray set. If you love movies, you got to believe in Blu-ray. You just do. You have to believe. I mean, when you get a movie from iTunes, when you watch a movie on pay-per-view or on HBO, they're not broadcasting in the quality that you get delivered from a Blu-ray. So if you have a good TV and you have a PlayStation, your favorite movies, I highly recommend you get them on Blu-ray because they'll look and sound better than anything you can get. And it's worth it to have certain Blu-rays. But I don't think the world appreciates Blu-rays enough these days. I understand this is kind of a unique update from Hot Water Wrestling, but every so often, I like to talk about films. Let me know if you want me to do more of these. This is just kind of an off-the-cuff thing. I guess I did have a theme going with this whole throwback thing. I'll see you guys next time.